CODDs Rules. CODD provides a set of 12 rules which merits the database product as relational. Of the 12 rules of code for RDBMS include Rule 0, that is Foundation Rule. The other 12 CODDs rules are as follows. Rule 1, Information Rule. Rule 2, Guaranteed Access Rule. Rule 3, Systematic Treatment of Nulls Rule. Rule 4, Active Online Catalog based on the relational model. Rule 5, Comprehensive Data Sub-Language Rule. Rule 6, View Updating Rule. Rule 7, High-Level Insert, Update and Delete. Rule 8, Physical Data Independence. Rule 9, Logical Data Independence. Rule 10, Integrity Independence. Rule 11, Distribution Independence. Rule 12, Non-Subversion Rule. Rule 0, Foundation Rule. A relational database management system must manage the database entirely through its relational capabilities. Rule 1, Information Rule. All information is presented logically by values in tables. Rule 2, Guaranteed Access Rule. Every data value is logically accessible by combination of table name, column name, and primary key value. Rule 3, Systematic Treatment of Nulls Rule. A fully relational database system offers a systematic way to handle missing information. Null is always treated as unknown. Null means no value or the absence of a value. Null is not the same as an empty string or zero. Rule 4, Dynamic Online Catalog based on the relational model. In addition to user-defined data, a relational database also contains data about itself. There are two kinds of tables, namely user-defined and system-defined. Metadata is the data which describes the structure of the database, its objects, and how they are related and stored in the system-defined tables. This catalog is an integral part of the database and can be queried by authorized users just like another table. Another name for this catalog is System Catalog or Data Dictionary. Rule 5, Comprehensive Data Sub-Language Rule. RDBMS may support many languages and modes of use, but there must be at least one language whose statements can express all of the following: data definition, view definition, data manipulation, integrity constraints, authorization, and transaction boundaries. Rule 6, View Updating Rule. Views are virtual tables or abstraction of the source tables. They react like tables with one exception, that they are dynamically created when the query is executed. All theoretically updatable views should be updatable by the system. If data is changed in view, it should also be changed in the underlying table. Updatable views are not always possible. Rule 7, High-Level Insert, Update and Delete. Capability of handling a base table or view as single operand applies not only to data retrieval but also to insert, update and delete operations. Rule 8, Physical Data Independence. A DBMS is architecturally organized at 4 layers, namely physical, logical, user, and abstract. The user is isolated from the physical method of storing and retrieving from the database and interacts with the logical layer only. Rule 8 implies whether changes can be made to the underlying architecture without affecting the user access it. Logical data independence. Users and the applications are to a certain degree independent of the logic structure of a database. The logical structure can be modified without redeveloping the database and or the application. Rule 10. Integrity independence. Data integrity enforces consistency and correctness of the data in the database. Changes to integrity constraints should not have an effect on applications. This simplifies applications but is not always possible. Rule 11. Distribution independence. A user should be totally unaware of whether or not the database is distributed, whether parts of the database exist in multiple locations. Rule 12. Non-subversion rule. If the RDBMS support a low-level language that is single record at a time, this low-level language should not be used to bypass and or subvert data integrity that are expressed in the high-level relational language that is multiple records at a time.